Okay.
We passed 24 hours being awake, Jody.
I don't even know. I don't even know. I know YouTube was fighting with me, but I got it.
Okay. So, we had, while tabulating, it was noticed that there is a envelope that said to be reviewed that appeared to contain, is it 3? So, at least 3 or 4. Some irregulars. And there was a box that was open that was not sealed. It had a regular absentee ballot in it. So to have full transparency, we brought them here. Okay.
Is this what you were looking at with 4 AR people?
I'm sorry?
When you took 4 AR people in a room reviewing voted absentees, is this what y'all were pulling?
No. The envelope was pulled by absentee workers who helped to enter the spreadsheet.
This wasn't pulled by 4 AR people?
No.
Because it's interesting because the articles they posted happen to be that exact same information that's on this envelope. And there's some nefarious stuff going on between that group and you. And there's an article posted.
Okay, that is a severe accusation.
It's not an accusation. You met with that group before we were told about the 327 ballots because they posted an article 2 minutes before the commission met about the entire issue with knowledge, including folks from Commissioner Price, and you stated to us that nobody knew we were the first ones you were telling, and they posted an article about the whole issue 2 minutes before the commission even started meeting.
What article was this?
This is on Twitter. 2 minutes before we met about the issue. And you were the center focus of that article, providing them information about the 327. And then you told us that you were the first ones you were telling. So, and then today, you had, and which is I think the big issue, is you stopped all these processes going on and you pulled them into a room for them to do a FOI, and I don't know why that was such an emergency during tabulation. To let them review absentee ballots.
Okay, first of all, I did not stop any process.
I'm talking. To let them do absentee ballots.
Well, if you give out incorrect information, I will correct you.
Mr. Poe is recognizing
ballots, which they were reviewing. Voted absentee ballots that were rejected, that were in their content, that had been opened with the information. They were handling absentee ballots and they were taking photos of absentee ballots. So that's a serious issue, and you didn't notify the commission. So that's a huge problem. And then all of a sudden, there's this information that's sitting out in the room that you tabulate, correct? Upload for election reporting and for the absentee ballots. I'm assuming that's the same room y'all were in.
What?
Is that the same room that you were in with 4 AR people, or was that a different room? Where did you go? What room were y'all in today for reviewing absentees?
We provided the absentee ballots for the absentees for inspection over there.
Over here.
Is this the article in question, the 300 ballots counted?
Yes. I have a time step on the article in case they took it down.
Well, I haven't read this before, but the quote for me was about absentee ballots, like the total.
I know.
Yeah.
I wasn't saying.
Oh, you don't think you're a part of that?
Okay,
I was
so
just telling you
I've spoken
they have a
about
quote from you in there.
Gotcha.
But the information was provided, as you can see, at 4:58 p.m. We met at 5 p.m. and weren't even told till like 5:06 p.m. And that's prior to the meeting. So, I mean, I'm just exhausted. There's stuff that's been going on with that group and this commission and the staff and how it's happening prior to us having knowledge of anything that's happening in this commission. Whether it's giving them provisional information before we have the information, among other things. So we passed a policy regarding FOIAs that we would be notified. But we're not being notified. So that's another issue we can talk about another time because I'm exhausted. But the absentee thing today happening, to me, it's just, the timing is just strange. And then all of a sudden there's absentees that we're supposed to be reviewing.
Well, I will say that I think I saw one with my note in there. So I was here last Saturday inputting into the spreadsheet. So I was here for 9 hours.
Yep.
And there were several that I found that there was an inner envelope that was not open, and I had set those aside and put little notes on it for us to review later. And then
Why has no
It's
one
sitting there.
provided those to us now? Did you forget about them as well?
I didn't forget about them. I just I put them aside for further review, and we got so caught up doing this. It's just kind of slipped my mind that we had some outstandings floating around.
So why do we keep discovering these things after tabulating all the votes? How did this get discovered?
And what are you discovering? Enlighten me.
Enlighten me. What are we discovering? Why is there a box with open ballots sitting in an office unsecure? And why is there a box
Okay,
with
now, number one, they were absolutely
ballots to be
secure.
reviewed by the commission, and we're done with the votes?
The ballots were secured in the most secure room in the building.
These are not secure ballots.
It's an open box, and the box was
What
open.
makes them not secure is that we're open to the public right now, and people are coming in and out. So it makes them not secure. And they're not, they don't have the tab on it, the little, I don't know what it's called.
The lock.
A seal?
Seal.
I wouldn't call it a seal, I think a seal is a sticker, I'm talking about this,
Tamper
That's
evidence
called
lock.
a seal,
the tie,
which is a seal.
whatever, Brian, they're not secure. And with the last thing we voted on, we actually said last night, was that they would be secure, and they aren't, and they weren't, and you said they would be. And you said that they would, and we left. So they're not secure. These are not secure. And they're sitting in a room that people are going in and out of this area all day. Like, how many people have been here today? How many people have been here today?
Jody, how many people been here?
What are you even talking about?
How many people have been in and out of in this area today?
This area is not where these were kept.
So no one is going in and out throughout these offices area, because when we were sitting in our meeting, I watched people going in and out of the offices
Mm-hmm.
with free range last night. So people are going in and out of places right now. It's not secure.
Has that ballot counting room been closed all day?
It has been closed all day. It's always closed. The only time it's not closed is when Amanda is using it to tabulate ballots.
If it's so secure, then why do we keep it in an extra secure space?
I'm not following.
If if that area is the secure space, then why do we go out of our way to put it in another space that's more secure?
The other space is because there's not sufficient room within that space to store everything that we needed to store.
So not because it's in an office.
No. It's because we had a much larger volume of ballots to store than we had in a previous election.
And you think this fits the standard and the protocol of secure right here?
Yes,
This being open is considered
Oh, no, this is how it was.
secure?
It was like this.
Hey, give me thanks.
It was completely open.
But that's considered secure?
if it's in a secure room, then yes.
I found that envelope under where the door would open on the ground.
Madam Chair, I would like to make a motion.
Sure.
I would like to have an election monitor here for the duration of the runoff from beginning, from early voting through the duration through election day.
I absolutely think that'd be appropriate. Is there a second?
Any issue with that, Mr. Cook?
I have no problems
Is
with
there
an
a
election
second?
monitor.
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. We'll get that on this.
I understand the commission's concern, but if it was in a locked room, I know that y'all,
Why is this box not
I
secured?
know y'all look at the ballots all the time, and she could pull one of it out to go to the commission for further review, so. Again, I understand the caution, but I do trust that Brian Poe kept it in a secure locked room that did not have people going in and out of it all day.
So no one has keys to the room?
Only staff has keys to the room.
Nobody else has keys to the room?
Nobody else has keys to the room.
Who has keys?
The 6
The
staff
full-time
members.
staff.
Which are, name them.
Myself, Mr. Camp, Ms. Dickens, Mr. Gildy, Ms. Green, and Mr. Moreland.
Do we have an issue with Mr. Camp having access to voted ballots?
Well, there is no issue with Mr. Camp having his access to voted ballots, as he is an individual of the utmost integrity.
Okay. Does he have a key to a room where there are voted ballots?
Yes, he does. As a election official for over a decade, who has worked in literally
Yes or
dozens
no,
of
sir?
elections, Madam Chair, I understand that you don't care for Mr. Camp, and you've shown that.
Mr. Poe, no, I just asked you a yes or no question. That's all I needed to see.
This commission unanimously removed Mr. Camp's ability to or handle voted loose ballots.
Yes, and that
So
was
giving
that was
him
one of the court
access-
decisions that this commission has made,
Ms.
which is exceptional.
Director Poe,
That's unacceptable.
what's unacceptable is your direction over Mr. Camp by allowing him to leave a room with ballots and come back with loose ballots and do that for an hour outside the public's view. That's unacceptable. What's unacceptable is the way that Mr. Camp
What's unacceptable
handled-
is that this commission does not understand
You're not
basic
gonna
election
speak to me
processes.
right now. Do not talk over me. You are not the commission, and I'm.
No, I am not the
sorry.
commission.
Please continue on.
I've lost my train of thought.
Listen, everyone, I think everyone's tired. It's been a really long day.
Now, what we're tired of, Commissioner Price, is that I don't have trust in Mr. Poe anymore. And I don't have trust in director and assistant director, because we have had so many issues that are occurring in this election. And I think there's inappropriate relationships with outside groups that are influencing what they're doing.
You're certainly one to talk on inappropriate relationships.
What
Whoa.
inappropriate relationship do I have?
I'm not going to go into it.
Oh,
However, I would say that it has been freely seen within the public view.
well, thank you for that very cryptic nonsense. Why does Mr. Camp have keys to this room?
And I'm gonna go, but like I was saying, there's, the election commission cannot campaign. The election commission cannot do anything that is outside a certain scope. We have very strict rules and we have to abide by those rules. But staff does not have any of those rules. And staff has been very freely doing what they want without having any kind of ethical constraint. And I think that's a mistake with some staff. And I would, if I was leading staff as a director, maybe having some discretion in that application and try to show some, I don't know, some integrity in making sure that things do not look inappropriate. Because that's an issue. And when you're working with outside groups, and those outside groups are working directly with candidates that are in a very highly contested race, and you're having those people come in and out of your offices, and you're leaving this commission while they're in operation of a meeting, is have private conversations with those groups. It doesn't look right. And that's what I'm talking about, the trust issue. That's an issue. And when we're having 327 votes all of a sudden be counted that weren't supposed to be counted, that's an issue. And when you're lackadaisical about everything and like you just don't care, and that's what's bothering me. It's just the attitude that you just don't care. I mean, I know you care. And that's what I don't get. This stuff matters. Because people start doubting this stuff, and when they're doubting this, they don't want to turn out and vote anymore, and I don't want that to happen. I don't want people to be questioning the integrity of our processes and not want to vote. But that's why this is so important. I want them to take us seriously. I want us to take you seriously. I want them to take the staff seriously, this commission seriously, all of it seriously, and they can't if all this keeps continuing. So everybody needs to quit taking things personally when we have to question things. It's not about trusting each other, it's about personality, it's about the processes. The processes need to be perfect. The process to be intact, and we need to make sure that we're checking all of our processes. When we make a mistake, we need to own up to it and say, I was wrong, admit it, and figure out a way to change it. When y'all make a mistake, you need to own up to it and come up with a better solution. But we all need to be doing that, period. So we need to stop being offended and move forward.
And I would very much love to do that.
Then let's do that.
So it looks like we have some ballots here. What are we gonna do with these ballots?
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Are they worth-
I'm not understanding what they're from.
I don't know where they're from either.
Well, I would say the ones that have notes for me were just ones that as I was inputting them into
These ballots?
the laptop.
Anything with these ballots. I want to know what these ballots are.
Oh, I don't know what those are. But the ones in the box, some of the ones in the box, because I saw my handwriting on them, were ones that on that last Saturday I had identified. Some still had the inner envelope unopened and said missing ID or missing voter statement. So I had flagged those.
That's your handwriting?
So
The commission's already reviewed.
that's my handwriting. What
That's
does that
your
say?
handwriting, JP. Provisional needs, I need ID by 11/9.
Oh, yeah. So that was when I identified that was curable. This was last Saturday, so I don't know if they got cured or not.
It just languished in a box.
What does that one say?
A voter identified documents missing. Designated bearer. And it has, I guess, the phone number for the designated bearer on a post-it. Why would we need the phone number for the designated bearer? Were we contacting the designated bearer?
I don't know. I've never seen it.
It says count, optional verification sign.
All the ones that I identified, I have
Can be
I put
cured,
a
need
sticky
ID.
note with my writing. So if it doesn't have a sticky note with my writing, I think it's not mine.
So,
Original submit by 11/9. Oh.
this is a ballot remake, there's no ballot. So,
You want to split these up?
Yeah, sure.
this is a no application.
It's not that many, really.
I'm sorting them into what they are.
Well, if it's already to be cured, then that's over. So that's
Okay.
that's done. That's done. See, that's done.
These are not, there's nothing to review.
No idea.
Don't look at this.
Let's get it.
It's-
I don't know, that's why this one's no application.
Well, this is no application or any kind of identification, so there's not much to do with that. Brian, does this go to this? Is this together? I'm thinking so. This was a
This is my handwriting. This was from a meeting that we reviewed. And we had questions on, and we're supposed to get them back.
is that what's it?
Need clean copy for the clerk for the check for application. Because it was a really bad copy.
This is a
Clerk
military.
has better scan. Yeah, this is the whole scan. Mr. Poe took these on election night, I believe, and was supposed to get the additional information that we needed. To be reviewed Monday. And our meeting last Monday. How in the world did these just sit in that room?
This is a military ballot. I think this needs to be done. They said no application, but it doesn't.
Give me insight,
I'm sorry?
give me insight.
Okay. Those are ballots.
Yes. They're all irregular absentees.
They were set aside, and I never got to them. That's what it comes down to.
You never got to them. This has a note that says count. You want to tell Anna Jean Shea, why you just never got to count her vote? You just never got to it? Do you think her vote matters? I do. I think Ms. Shea's votes matter, and I'm probably saying her last name wrong. I'm not trying to pronounce that right. I think her vote matters. And the commission, I'm going to assume we were going to count, or at least have the staff review to be counted. But yet,
You can look at it and see.
here it is, not counted because there is a ballot here, just sitting in an open box.
Where's the vote?
Right here.
Maybe take a look at it and see if you want to count it.
Well, thank you for that permission, Mr. Bell. Had I not seen these and asked about them, and then, by the way, you took the box and put it across the room, and when I was going to pick it up, would not let me walk over to the box and said, no, you are going to handle it. What are you hiding?
I'm not hiding.
You just forgot about a box of ballots?
Considering the significant activity that I've had to manage over the past week, yes, I did. And for that, I apologize.
Well, are you going to contact these voters and apologize to them? You think they're going to be happy with you just apologizing? We just tabulated the election, and there is a box. All these votes have not been counted.
No, they have not.
Are they even countable?
Now, this one says count.
Well, these are not here. These needed an ID brought, so those are done.
Let's see.
So they can't be carried,
These can't be carried.
No, they would have needed to be cured by the 9th.
so those need a letter of apology.
Let me see if they're.
This one should count. Anna Jean Shea's vote should count, Mr. Poe. Her vote matters. This is not okay. Let's review each one of these.
Well, we're still here, so let's review them. Give them a second look and see which ones are countable.
I need a letter envelope, please. Someone gets the letter envelope.
I don't think any of these are, but you can review them. Right? Those are the ones that
Star. I'm gonna go ahead and do this.
application is not valid.
How many other ballots are just sitting around? Is this it? Are there other boxes somewhere, Mr. Poe?
No,
Okay.
This one is, it seems like these were mostly like clerk issues where the
Yeah, I think we
There was
pulled
an
them out
issue
on
with the-
election night, but we wanted to go through them.
issue with
These
the
are all
application.
ID, and then you can
Yeah, can't do anything with those.
I'm just gonna make sure this isn't in the secrecy envelope. Because it might, I can't tell if it is or not with the, there could be a paper in the bottom, I can't see through it. Ha! Yep, this is my handwriting. I remember this. We reviewed these on election night. Probably around the same time of the morning/night that we are right now. And we wanted this clerk to get a better scan of what's in their system.
there are no better scans.
So that's the best scan.
What's in there is in there.
Thank you, Jody. You are a wonderful human being. Make sure it's not in here. Who knows that? This is just completely unreadable.
These seem to be all irregular. They couldn't be counted.
Identification document missing. Sign the optional verification. This one should count. Now the copy's pretty light. If you squint, you can see the this matches. At least this part.
I can make that up.
I can. Now, I remember when we pulled these out on election night, because I wrote this post-it note myself that says, bottom information missing. I wrote, clerk scan, question mark, bottom off, question mark, because the bottom was blank and we're missing information. This is information that is written in that spot that was blank.
Question, do you plan on certifying tonight or are we certifying on Wednesday?
We need to get through all this first.
Well, the reason I'm asking is if these require additional, I mean, if we can try to get these applications from the clerk, then we have till Wednesday to do so. And I think the fact that these ballots were not able to be given a second look in a timely manner, if we're not going to certify till Wednesday, we should at least do our due diligence, see if we can get clean copies, or like this one is the wrong application in the state line. It's not even the same name or address or anything. So I'm sure the clerk within next week, Monday and Tuesday, could get.
I want to know who wrote on this.
I wrote on it.
You did?
Yes.
Why?
Because I checked it and wrote in the information from the voter's record.
The bottom half that was missing.
Yes. That's the
But
best
this
scan they
is your
had.
hand, it's not what was missing, this is your handwriting. That's
Yes.
not from the voter.
No,
That's
it's not from
Mr.
the
Poe
voter.
writing on the voter's application.
I was writing that information to provide it to you because there's nothing on the scan.
So you are adding to what we had, what was in the record. We had the scan, and you just decided to write in your own, what?
I wrote notes on it, yes. I presumed that was the information you wanted.
No, it's not. We do not want you to write on the voter's absentee ballot application that's supposed to be filled out by the voter. No, absolutely not.
That's not the voter's absentee ballot application, that's a printout of it. The application is still on file.
Mr. Poe. That's not okay. This is not okay. It's not okay. What's the rest of this? You need any more in your set?
Yes,
more?
please.
Alright, I think this one should be counted. No ID, but they did sign. It's optional verification of identity. Vaccine Clifford. I recommend it's counted. Should be yes pile. I think this one as well, we were gonna count the military one. They just didn't understand how to process that form.
That's right. And Anna, we're gonna count her.
Same with this one. Okay, so these are the ones, this is now the one I saw on Saturday. See, because I signed it. Because the It was inside the inner envelope.
Ah. Did we not open it on election night?
There was some, I guess, that got missed. So when I was entering them into the computer on Saturday, there were, not a lot, but there were like a couple that I stumbled across where the inner envelope was still sealed. So I'd set those aside. Joe, do you remember that I put them in that box, Tom?
Hmm?
Yeah. Same with this one. Same with this one, it's a U copy, but it has process, so that's good.
Mr. Designated Bear, it looks like it was received by the clerk October 22nd. Designated Bear information is, see, it's on the voter statement. Is it also on the app? On this one.
There's another one to be counted.
Did not designate a bear.
There's another one to be counted. It was inside the envelope. I guess I had assumed those had already been processed.
Let's see what it says on our spreadsheet for these people.
Here, this one too.
So yes,
So, I get the clerk had the wrong form, and then they actually sent them to the right one. So that's why it has to be done. I signed off on this on that last Saturday. Because they put the wrong form, and then they brought the right one.
is it the wrong voter?
Yeah, they put the wrong voter. And then they-
Oh,
then they
it
found the
is.
right one.
It's completely wrong.
And her ID and her, everything's filled out.
That's the same person. Yeah, that's her.
Yeah, there's your-
Okay, let's find them on our spreadsheet. Jody, I may have closed the spreadsheet, so I may.
This one too.
Let me see if I.
No idea if they signed everything.
Oh, it wants to restart. Okay, Mr. Tech Guy. Thank you.
This one's good too. You can take a look. ID and voter statement are with it.
I think the MasterCard, that sounds like it. Thank you.
This one's good too.
Wait, how many more votes are we gonna find?
Well, these were all the ones that I pulled up that Saturday that had, that the inner ballot had not been opened. And when they opened it, there was stuff in there. See, look, someone here said the document's missing, info found inside the ballot envelope. That was good too.
Where's our due count?
Right here.
This one's good too. Look,
These are due count. These should go to clerk for applications.
This needs to go to clerk for an application.
this is count. Look, they signed optional verification on it.
Bear, and the voter, designated bear information sign?
Check that. Did you show that on the red one?
Was it filled out on the application? Am I on this side? Yeah.
I think so.
Yes. I mean, how many times have they not done? Very well. Thank you. Good job.
Because I think that one was inside the ballot. I think the voter statement was inside the ballot.
do this well. Right here. I think it's gonna have whoop.
Commissioner, start with that other stack.
Hand me everything back.
What is this other stack?
Do not count, need ask the application, do count.
Gotcha.
Here, go through these, please.
These,
Are those all the IDs? They're rubber matted together, just wanna make sure.
yeah, that was the one that. Oh, wait.
This is a no.
Okay, y'all have some do not count, make them do.
This is a no. This is a DD no.
What?
This, y'all have, this one has no application and no voters, so you have it, your do count.
What did you know? Let me check that. Double check.
You have this one in do count.
This is valid. Bryce said, yeah, where's the? There's a flop
You
with
just
no-
had a, you had this sitting on the other side.
I did.
That's fine. Now I think I'm good.
You have the ballot for that one?
This is a flop and there's nothing filled out.
I figured that would be it. I had stuff on it.
I guess it's empty. I will. Don't need it. Don't need more than that.
Are we not counting that one, the military one?
What's this missing?
What was it missing? What was missing?
What's the? Everything. Well, it was just the ballot.
It was what?
There was nothing else there.
No, there was a ballot with it.
Is there a voter statement?
There's no voter statement.
Well, does that not count as a voter statement when it's a military? Because they wouldn't have a red voter statement.
Is it you that put that in there?
Bryce put it in there.
Yeah, Brian, would you look at that one for me?
Look at what?
Will you look at this one? Because I'm not as
I believe
familiar
this
with
is you
it.
and Bronson.
Like, is that sufficient? Is that
Brian's not
sufficient?
reviewing it. No, thank you.
It said no application. Do that.
I would like Brian to look at it.
Everyone review it and I'll review it.
That's sufficient.
Maybe rubber bands.
I mean, I just don't like that he did not count the military.
Oh, I know. I don't either. But you know what? We called in a consultant for federal write-in absentee ballots, the FWABs. What?
The FDAP, let me look at, I haven't looked at it.
Yeah.
Well, you may.
So I wanted to get extra, a second look. This one is 15. Better ID. What does it count as? Was Linda Kennan? I think so. This is what I think we should count. It's the issue where the address matches here, and the poll worker didn't know that.
One of the addresses matches.
Yep. Take a look. It's a Little Rock resident, but their mailing address was Tunnel.
That's what, I mean, that's what we use now.
Not complete.
Yeah.
What did we decide on the military?
I don't see the identification information.
A military ballot?
Yes.
Is it supposed to have anything other than just the,
Military ballots don't require ID.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
nothing else?
Yeah, Brian, will you look at that, please?
Mr. Cross, we're not taking recommendations.
No, we're not taking this.
Well,
We absolutely are
I would
not
like
taking
it from the
recommendations
county
from Mr. Poe right now.
Well, I would like a second opinion on this at
I would
least.
like it from the county attorney.
Well, I don't care who gives it to me, but
Mr. Price may receive input from someone if he
He
desires.
may, but I said I'm not taking recommendations. I like it from you.
That's fine.
Can
So,
you give me information on the FBAP? It's the first time I've seen one.
So that's from
Is
house
this-
here.
is this an overseas, are they military overseas?
yes.
It's a FBAP. I don't know if it's a military overseas. It doesn't have to be a military overseas. It's an FBAP.
Should we not touch, you're not an elected official?
You're right.
I understand that. But should we not, still not touch it?
I'll give you some information.
Mr. Pope, for my benefit, would you take a look at this, please?
Not that it doesn't match.
I mean, like, it could be in state. I mean, in the United States, it could be an FBAP.
So he's in Australia, I believe.
So let's
I was just confirming that I was looking at.
because I have never seen one.
Okay, so this one,
This is a no.
they say the zip codes don't match. Or it's a one, but look, if you look, see where they make a mark on the floor, it's a pendant, right?
Is this a hanging chad?
It is.
It is a hanging
You
chad.
can see it. You can see it.
Oh, yeah, it made the indent.
They made the indent. It's like the pendant, right? Everything else is the same. The ID's in there. Everything else is.
And it's the same as the,
They're on the side of it.
yeah.
Okay. Cannot be pendant.
So no. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
You're very often correct, Commissioner Starr.
So what was the reason it couldn't be counted?
Not military, no
Not
ID.
military.
What is that? Is that the federal write-in?
Federal write-in, but there's no ID with it.
So here's what 75406. This is regarding members of the uniformed service and other citizens outside the U.S. Any qualified elector in this state, in any of the following categories, who's absent from the place of his or her voting residence, may make a request for an absentee ballot. It may vote without prior registration by a regular absentee ballot or by federal right and absentee election. He or she is otherwise eligible to vote in the election.
So no for certain dates.
Is this for the count?
Yes, I want you to take a look at it, be sure.
He says what? Do you not count?
Yeah, the FDIC one.
Count or
Do
not?
Do not.
Do not?
No, I agree with you on the zip code issue.
Yeah.
Yeah. Error on the company.
Where are these?
I know you already lost it on
I don't
the
know. I have no idea what those are.
Let's try.
12 hours. We've had a 12-hour meeting.
We're aware, we've been here the whole time.
The real one. What do we got left over there?
Unusual, but I think I would lean towards counting.
I don't understand.
It could go
I
either
don't
way.
question the signature.
What?
I
So count it.
don't. Just put a circle over
Yeah.
it.
Like I said, it's unusual, but I lean towards counting. And then lean on the side of the voter.
Is that the one?
It's a funky signature.
Yeah.
Look at her ID too.
Yeah.
It's kind of-
Well, we're not, you're not.
But we're not looking
I
at
know,
it.
I
Let's do that.
That's outside the four corners of
No,
the
I know.
documents we need to look at.
Yeah, we're not supposed to look at the ID.
No, we need to look at the habit.
These are the wrong apps from the clerk. So it's not a FEMA clerk file.
The wrong end. Okay.
Mr. Fogelman, would you look at this one, please?
Did we find another, this thing?
There's too many.
Oh, you
A
what?
rubber band.
Oh, well, good.
Did you give me one?
I think we used it.
Everything.
I did.
I've also.
Thank you.
I don't lose
And
it.
they sent a new
I
one.
don't think you lost it. I think you might have just got used.
So I think they spoiled it,
Should
they
have
messed
copied
up,
Amanda with
spoiled
it.
it. And then they
What?
got a new one, and they sent a new one in. So what is it? This one's still sealed. Her ID is there and everything else is correct.
I remember you gave it to me.
Well, I think it's either like, I think it's.
Correct.
I think Emma took it.
I did.
Actually, they want a ballot.
I'm a-
They sent everything ballot. They sent everything.
I am a rubber
I
band
remember
thief.
wrapping up the rubber bands.
See what the statute says.
I think that the.
No.
My rubber band.
On purpose.
Mr. Fogelman's gonna look at this one. This is very odd. They spoiled a ballot and they X'd it all out.
And they included it all
They put it
together.
all together, but then they included a new voter statement with their ID and a new ballot that's sealed.
How did they get two ballots
That's a good
without
question.
first sending this back?
That's a good
Like what
question.
I'm like, I
Well,
don't
because-
wanna know. I don't
And what's
wanna-
with
I
the
don't wanna
blue?
see.
This has a blue stripe. What does that mean?
That's the one that was mailed in.
Oh, that's what was mailed. Yeah, that all comes in.
Oh.
But they X'd out this voter statement and then they X'd all this out.
Then how did they get the
Oh,
second ballot?
Don't send us two ballots.
She
I know, I
sent
said
two
just
ballots.
dispose of the other
Don't
ballot.
send us two ballots. Please, please don't.
But I don't think this person was trying to break the law at all.
Fury.
No.
But how did they get two ballots?
Perhaps they were sent the wrong one to begin with.
This part is all correct though, this part's correct.
Oh.
So, Mr. Fogelman's gonna take the statute. I mean, they tried to fix it.
They did.
They
No,
tried-
no, I'm not gonna blame the
not
voters.
blaming
The voters, it's not the voters' fault they had 2 ballots, I don't think. I mean, maybe,
So what do you think happened? They messed
How'd they
up,
get 2
they called,
ballots?
and they said, send me another one, and then but then instead of disposing of the other one, they sent it in back. They sent it back.
You returned it, you return it, you spoil it.
They won't just sit here.
Oh, yeah, that's the thing, you don't get this, you don't get to
You
have 2
shouldn't.
live
You
ballots.
shouldn't,
Interesting.
actually.
You can't have 2 ballots. It's not a thing, it's not a thing we do.
Well, how did they get 2 ballots?
That's a good question.
That-
That's what I can't figure out. How did they get 2 ballots? What's this? Someone else's ballot.
Oh, let's not go there.
I don't want to go there either. Oh. Okay. Well, we can't count.
How many yes ballots do we have over there?
Let's just figure, let's just finish our ballots and we'll count.
That's the last one.
Oh, it
That's
is?
the last one with the 2 ballots.
Let's make a decision on that.
You can't, 1 person, 1 vote. You can't have 2 ballots.
Well, the other one is not even filled out though. It's like all X'd out.
It's not filled out. Let's wait for the
See what that,
information.
let's see what
to come
Mr.
back.
Fogelman says.
1 person, 1 vote.
What are you quoting the Constitution or something?
Yeah,
If there's
I
an
am.
issue
I'm
where
quoting
the clerk
Constitution.
mistakenly
Direct quote.
sent them 2 ballots,
Please don't let the clerk. Oh, the
because,
clerk wasn't sending 2 ballots out to people, were they? Oh dear Lord.
but if it was an, I mean, how else would they get 2 ballots?
It's possible if 2 people at the same residence requested an absentee. You could have, used your husband's ballot.
Then the other person could have voted in person.
Wait, that wasn't the same envelope, was it?
Then
That wasn't the same envelope, was it?
it's all the same. envelope.
All in the same envelope.
But it was
Oh,
like
well, that's a
segregated.
different issue.
Yeah. Welcome to the party.
Sorry, I didn't hear you say that part.
Yeah, it was
I
all
thought-
in the same
All
envelope.
together.
It was all together.
It was all together.
Well, the way we treat that typically, if it's in the same envelope, is it's not counted.
It's not. Doesn't matter how it's marked.
Well, that,
To be fair and to be consistent, we cannot count this.
Mr. Fogelman, do you have any other insight?
To be fair and consistent with all the other decisions we made this entire election, we can't treat this one different than we have all the
I
other.
understand, but I want to see what
I mean,
the
that's
statute that
the-
specifically addresses that.
That's the how.
Because it's never happened.
I can't say that the statute's gonna specifically address the circumstance.
It's not, that's in the application.
This is, if you can determine that the ballot is validly cast by the voter, then my recommendation would be to count the ballot that you have determined validly cast. If you can't make that determination.
We can't make the determination of which person cast which ballot because there's 2 ballots including
Well, no,
the same
but
envelope.
one ballot is still sealed in its privacy envelope, and the other one, they X'd it out.
Oh, being in the privacy envelope, I'm pretty sure that's specific in code. Doesn't have to be in the correct envelope.
I know, but the other one is X'd
I need to
out.
find it. I don't want to search this law right now.
Couldn't define it.
But I think that's the reason for that.
But
I think this is a circumstance where you have to try to determine the intent of the voter. And this is a strange situation.
to be fair and consistent with all our decisions that we've made previously when we've had this
2
come
and
up,
1.
we've got 2 and 1,
It's always
can't
a
count.
no.
regardless of how they're filled out. We can't count. 1 person, 1 vote. We can't.
Well, I understand where you're both coming from, but for the record, I would like to err on the side of the voter on that one, because I feel like they did what they thought was right to try to remedy the situation. They X'd out all the previous ballot. They put their new voter statement in there, they put their ID, they put their fresh new ballot, still sealed. So So if you don't want to count it, I understand, but that's just where I stand.
I just don't think it's possible the voter had 2 ballots. That just, it's not possible. That the voter had 2 ballots.
That's a good point too.
It's just not.
Or they
So
could
that
put
means
ballots.
that would have to be 2
Somebody
ballots
else's
in one household. And that's the issue. That's the issue, Commissioner Price. I'm fairly confident that, confident. I'm confident.
You're confident.
But
You're
confident.
confident.
That the clerk did not send 2 ballots to the same person.
I hope not.
Most likely, I think you're right. I
So
don't know which one you said, maybe someone else in their household.
Right, so that's the issue.
Did
Is
you
that
look at the ballot styles?
Is that,
Did you look at the ballot styles?
no, because the other envelope's still sealed. I guess we should open it up and look at the ballot stuff.
Doesn't matter.
I mean, most likely they're gonna be the same anyway, if they're the same house, so they still be the same votes, huh?
Well, it's possible the clerk might have sent the wrong ballot initially.
And you don't think the clerk would require that ballot to be,
Is that a problem that's happened this election? Why did you bring that up?
I'm just saying it's within the realm of possibility.
Well, I think we should open it and just look. And then put it
Why?
aside. Because then we would know.
It doesn't matter. One person, one vote.
Well, but then we would still know if it was an issue with the clerk, then we know that we can talk to the clerk about that.
wouldn't there be a notation in the record?
Well, I have concerns about opening the secrecy envelope because then you have access.
Yeah,
I do too.
yeah,
Or I absolutely do.
yeah. I think we can stick to.
2 ballots, 1 envelope, 1 person, 1 vote. We can't do it.
We always, there's 2 ballots voted and 1 envelope. That typically
understand.
implies.
Or
It's
2
a very
ballots-
strange situation.
Are 2 ballots voted into something?
Yes.
Well, one was they spoiled it, they exited out. So you're a big exit process.
Yes, there's 2 ballots.
Okay. What are we doing with these?
How many yeses do we have?
Ooh.
14.
14.
I would request that if y'all are tabulating those tonight, to segregate those, to keep those, the ballots.
I think that's a good idea.
Keep the voter identification information, et cetera, separate from the ballots, but identifiable as arising under the circumstances.
I personally requested, honestly, I would like to tell with these later. Because I can't last here.
That's fine because we have some that we require some information from the clerk's office.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
So we can table those till next week.
This is our
Yes. I
updated
think that would be good
unofficial.
to get that information.
Or
We
is-
have more to do.
We can't do them. Can't do the official. Okay. So we're gonna update. Our unofficial results. We're gonna amend them. Updates, right. Updates.
This will be another
They're just
update.
amended. Are they posted? Jody, these are posted.
No, they can't be posted until you guys hit, the intent was you guys to have to see them first. Because we were under the understanding when we came in, that we were gonna certify, so we never post the final until you guys get to go ahead.
These aren't final, they can just. amend.
Exactly, but I just found that out, so I'll go post them.
I do appreciate that, though,
Yeah.
Jody.
Thank you, Jody.
Yeah, but if you want them posted, can I go post them right now? Get
Yes, please, post.
Just amended.
Yeah, it's going in the same, slot as the.
Okay, well,
results voted by the.
Should we take a field trip around the building to make sure there's no more ballots anywhere?
I don't think that's necessary. I think if any other ballots are
Oh, we don't
questioned,
need-
we're gonna meet again next week. So if anything else pops up, I think we could address it then. I mean, it's almost 5 in the morning.
Oh, yeah, I know, I'm aware. What about these for the counts and the do not, and the recommend do not counts? When are we gonna get these in the tabulation?
It's on Monday.
Are we
Yeah,
gonna meet on Monday then?
I can't. I don't have anyone. On Monday, we can get the clerk to give us,
We need,
I mean, I could be virtually Monday, I just can't, I don't have.
we could get like an
the
Elmo with you to, to show what we're looking at. Like I call them, the court calls them Elmos, like the scanner. So you put the document viewer.
The projector.
Well, yeah, but so you can view it online, have it so you see. So if we're gonna review them, you're gonna want to see them.
Yeah,
So I'm trying to think of how we're gonna virtually do that.
What about
Yeah.
Tuesday?
I mean, I could,
Here's the thing,
Because we might need to meet Tuesday anyway if there's a.
it is a recount.
Zach can talk. So,
It's fine, not really. We just have a shortened time frame if there's gonna be a recount. Can we get the precincts of those that are the dew counts? See if it's gonna make a difference in any of these races that are really tight. Have you ever looked at the results?
I know.
It already
But
did.
if Amanda can tabulate these Monday morning, the counts, they're segregated, correct?
I trust Amanda with that task, absolutely.
But then, so we need to go ahead and vote on those
I
tonight
will.
then. I mean, we need to go ahead and vote to approve those today so we can run them.
Yes.
Yes. So you make a motion?
Yes, can I have them? 'Cause
Yeah, here, will you,
I'm gonna read the names.
here, do all 3 of these, so make
Do
a
all the
motion all
motions?
3 of these.
Yeah.
Please.
And these were,
Thank you,
no.
Commissioner Price.
what is this? What was this stuff?
Those are,
What is this?
Okay,
London, have anything to look at, your ballot? Something in it?
okay, I make a motion to approve 14 absentee ballots from Anna Shea, Joe Gibbons Sr., Samantha Ellsworth, Carrie Johnson, Sherilyn Shane, Linda Tinnen, Audrey Diaz, Terrence Moore, Donnie Holly, Betty Duff, Charlotte Ann Morshade, Joan Lee Baldridge, Anna Marie Toomer, and Elizabeth Rash. So that's 14 ballots that will be accepted and will be processed on Monday morning. Do I need to read these all one at a time? Probably. Do that. Okay, that as well. And to not, this requires the same motion, but to not count 24, absentee ballots due to missing various pieces of key information. Sprinkle, do I need to read all these names?
No.
No?
No.
Wait a minute, we're counting this one?
Which one?
Well, we can't even count.
That's it. I can't read this one.
Was that supposed to go in this file?
That's a do not. Can you read that? Any of that information? No.
I think this was in the application
Are
file.
they in the wrong stack?
Yeah, it's in the wrong stack. That's the application file.
This is count.
Well, this one just got in
Those are
there.
the count.
Okay, okay, scratch my motion. We'll need to do it.
Okay, let me just make sure these are all the correct ones in here.
All right.
This is a designated there. This is a D. This is a no. Not filled out. Designated there. That's not designated. This is a yes.
The results, by the way, the new results are now posted to the website.
Excellent.
May I have a post-it note? Okay. Actually, I'll surround this.
Yeah, now,
Now this is
I guess you could see that it was never ending.
So when he found it, so find some alternative. This is correct.
How many do we have there?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12.
Redo my motion.
I know it's not time for public comment, but
Go ahead.
if I've made a suggestion, would you be open to listening? Since we're all
Sure.
very
You're the
tired?
only, as far as public comment, you're the only public that's here, really, so go
I
ahead.
just wonder if you wouldn't want to check against your duplicate list and against that list of 327 that was approved or that was erroneously counted on Tuesday, as opposed to you on Thursday. And again, I don't know that these are on anybody's list at all. I just don't know where they came from and if we know who they are, what we've seen.
These are absentees from election night.
Okay.
You pull these off for additional information on election.
Yes. These aren't provisionals. These are absentees from election night that had been placed in the, I guess, needs additional review file.
There's,
So
for
they would be
example,
on the clerk's list.
Okay. So is some going to go to the clerk?
yes.
If we do not adjourn soon, I'm not gonna find special, I'm gonna
Okay.
drive home, so we need to do something
Okay.
now.
I make a motion to approve these 12 absentee ballots. Anna Shea, Joe Gibbons, Samantha Ellsworth, Carrie Johnson, Sherilyn Shane, Linda Timmons, Audrey Cubillas, Terrence Moore, Donnie Holly, Elizabeth Rash, Charlotte Burchett, and Betty Dunn. I also move to reject 25 absentee ballots due to missing key information, and also for 9 absentee ballots to try to get a clean copy of their application from the clerk's office for further review next week.
A second.
We want to go through the yeses on any of our spreadsheets to make sure that they're not there.
Which tab would they be on?
For absentees,
There's a disqualified absentee tab. They're most likely on that one, but we're not disqualifying them. They're right here. We just want to check to make sure they also didn't vote provisionally.
That would be great.
yes. So we have the master,
I can do this.
we have the I've got a master 4.0, which one?
You're not looking at the right list. You look at the list that has the highlights on it.
Set the duplicate list.
Is that the
You're
duplicate
gonna
list?
waste an hour, and I can't do it. So you go grab a list with highlights on it, really quickly.
That's the
Physical
duplicate
list?
list.
That's the list of the people that's in the 32, 38, because it's all they only cares about.
Right.
At the 3.6.
Just the one y'all had earlier.
Yes.
It's up there somewhere.
Well, I'm looking on the full list and doing a search, and so far they're not.
That's not what we're talking about. Not that list. That list. Is that it?
That list. That list.
The one that,
Oh, there you go.
yeah.
This list. Are any of those 12 in here?
Here,
Hold on.
here,
If I could just, I didn't get nothing.
here, let me see it, call out the name.
Jody,
Sorry,
counting on you.
I tried.
Anna Shea, S-H-A-Y.
So, I'm correct, Brian. On here, it's all those that are just highlighted, correct?
Yes,
And specifically this one.
I would point out that given what those are, they probably wouldn't have even been entered on the spreadsheets.
they wouldn't have been entered, so we wouldn't be able to find them.
Those,
Those wouldn't have been entered on the spreadsheets because they were misplaced.
Yeah, if they were from election night, they would have been entered in the spreadsheet.
Those things would only appear if they also cast a provisional ballot.
if they cast a if they're an absentee and they cast a provisional
But
ballot.
these are the disqualified absentee lists, and there's some highlights through here, so it wouldn't be on here either.
No, because we entered that list after those were misplayed.
Just to make sure and test, let's just test one, just to make sure. Okay?
Feel free,
Just
but
give me a name, just to make sure.
Anna Shea, SCHAY.
SCHAY. Give me one more.
Terrence Moore, Moore.
I can spell more. I thought you were laughing.
Mm-mm. I was coughing, but it's not COVID, I promise.
Spelled different.
I thought he was laughing.
He's not. I think he's not.
Moore, Terrence. Now, give me another one.
Donnie Holly, HOLLEY. And I'm looking through the provisional lists as we do this, and they're not in there.
No.
Nope.
Okay,
Another one,
yeah.
Elizabeth Rash, RASH.
I just think you like spelling. RASH. Nope.
Betty Duff,
What?
Betty Duff, DUFF, Duff.
Buff?
Duff.
Duff?
Duff.
Okay, so stuff like the Simpsons beer.
I do not know what that means.
The beer brand.
You know Saturday the 14th and you don't know the Simpsons.
I know.
I do not watch the Simpsons. No, of course not.
She is just an enigma.
Amazing, different, unique.
Betty, not
That's what
Dana.
I'm gonna say.
Betty.
DUFF?
Betty.
Is that what you said, DUFF?
Yes, ma'am, Betty Duff.
No.
Nope.
Just one more, just for,
I mean, we've gone this far.
Joe Gibbons, Senior. None of these are in the provisional list at all. From the clerk.
Givens, Givens.
GIVENS.
what's the name?
Joe.
Joe. Nope.
Samantha Ellsworth, ELLSWORTH.
Nope.
Carrie Johnson,
Terry or Carrie?
Carrie, KERRY.
Nope.
Sherilyn Shane. Sherilyn is spelled CHERILYN.
Nope.
Linda Tinnon, TINNON. Audrey Cubillas, Cubillas. Okay, it's just you're done them all except one. Charlotte Borchet, Borchert. That's all of them.
How do you spell that?
Borchert. Nope.
Nope.
Yep. Nope. They're not on the provisional list, and they're not on the House District 32 or 38 list.
Okay, read them all. Did you get through your motion?
Yes, I was done.
Was there a second on that?
Yes.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And Amanda, we are charging you with taking care of this.
That's what we're doing.
We asked, really would like, who would you like to see that will be up there?
Is there a secure location that Amanda can access?
Give a box file.
Who would do that?
That'd
Okay.
be great.
Amanda's gonna be the one in charge of these.
All three of those.
All three.
They're marked specifically which count.
Amanda is trustworthy.
But
Yes, please.
One pack of those is supposed to, we need to contact the clerk,
Small one.
not get the clerk, but contact the clerk to get the information from her. And the do not count need to be all the way.
It's the clerk, yeah, I thought about that. Clerk info? Is that big enough? Thank you, friends. Amanda, you were right. This is it was in my election law book. It's my handwriting. That's where this came from. They're falling out. Okay. What else? Anything else for the good this morning for the good of the commission?
Everybody, good night, sleep well. Is that okay?
I think it's good morning at this point.
That's right. It's still
Okay.
dark.
Sunshine up
It's
here.
still dark.
So the staff is where we have all of our signed, everything that needed to be signed, we approved this tonight, and we added Mr. Jeremy Johnston. Here's his information, we all signed this. Well, Bryce and I did. Did you want to sign this for adding Johnston to the list? There's these ones that you didn't put together.
Yes.
And then where's that other original? You have these. Jody, you were tasked with securing this, please, because I think this is all the originals. Yes, please. Keep them safe.
So I have a text message from somebody watching. Samantha Ellsworth was on the
Yes.
disqualified list on the absentee, military absentee.
Samantha Ellsworth was on the due count list.
Yes, she was on the do count list.
We are counting her,
Okay, is
but she will be tabulated on Monday.
So I'm going to circle back and ask one more time. Was she on a previous list? Do not count.
No.
We didn't find her. Hold on. Disqualified absentees. Yes. Disqualified absentees. She was on the disqualified absentee list.
But her packet was in order.
What's the
Was-
question?
So we're trying to figure out whether she's disqualified or qualified.
She's getting counted.
She's
She's qualified. She will be counted.
So is there a separate ballot then that was disqualified?
No. Her information was inside of her inner envelope. So it was initially disqualified because it had no ID, no voter statement, but then the voter statement ID were inside the ballot envelope.
And she's military?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. I'm just want to make sure I followed up.
No, that's good. Anything else? Good, Commissioner?
Even in here, it appears to be in order.
Okay, so I'll entertain
They're not there yet.
adjourn. You want to move adjourn? If there is no further business at this time, we are adjourned. Sure. Make a copy for you if you like. All right, look at me, we'll make a copy right now.
Don't worry, I'm gonna kill it.
I'm just trying to figure out, oh, there's 5 people still watching.
Yeah, that's amazing. You said you got a text from somebody watching?
Yes, absolutely.
That's amazing.
Day 2 of fun.
They're keeping very close track. So you might imagine there might be some close races like.
Yeah, now that I can understand. Especially since we were